Hi, folks. Okay, today's mini training is around risk management. So, what is risk management? We're talking insurance. So, what's the basic insurance that you need? Again, you're running a business. You want to think about how do you protect yourself in the event that you were to be sued. Okay, so realtors are going to be familiar with E&O insurance, errors and omission insurance, okay? Because anyone selling real estate has E&O insurance. You don't want to assume that your E&O insurance automatically covers property management, okay? And so errors and omissions insurance is in the event that a client were to sue you because they think that you maliciously did something wrong. Um, you didn't sell their home properly. You didn't manage the property properly. Rents had skyrocketed over the years and you weren't getting maximum rent for that property owner. The tenant destroyed the property and they're suing you because you put the tenant in there. So whatever it is, your E&O insurance is what it would be called into that you would use. Okay. So double check to make sure that your E&O insurance covers property management. If it doesn't, then you'll need to get a property management rider or extend your policy so that it covers property management. Okay. Then you also want to make sure that you have a fair housing discrimination rider. Now, some E&O insurance includes it and some does not. Now, for years, I thought my E&O insurance for property management covered fair housing. And I attended a conference on insurance. I know it's a boring topic, one of the workshops, and learned that not all of them do. So I immediately contacted my E&O insurance, and lo and behold, did not cover fair housing, which is the big boogeyman to property management. So I purchased a rider. Okay, so somebody coming back and a potential applicant to rent a property that says, hey, I discriminated against them, or a tenant that has moved and then they come back. Maybe I withheld some of their security deposit because they caused damage and they're saying that it's because I discriminated against them. Whatever the reason may be, you want to have that fair housing rider. The other sort of insurance that you want to have is what's called cyber security. And that means that you have insurance that protects all the privacy and the information in case somebody hacked your computers, right? Many of us are in the cloud. It may not be uncommon for somebody to get into our computer system. Why? We have social security numbers, we have birth dates, we have addresses, we have a lot of private information, not only on our owners, but potential tenants, right? In my office, I kept paper files as well as electronic files. And so when somebody would apply to rent from us on their application, they have their security number, social security number, and other things because we're going to run credit. If somebody was approved, okay, and even if somebody wasn't approved and we denied them, we would then go back to their application and we would black out their social security number. All files were always under lock and key. But the reason for the cybersecurity is specifically in case somebody were to hack your system. You want to make sure that you have that, okay? The other type of insurance that you want to have is liability. And the reason you want to have liability is what if one of your showing agents goes out to show a property and they trip over the broken cement at the entry, or they fall and hurt themselves inside the property, or a vendor goes to the property and they hurt themselves. You want to make sure for risk management that all the vendors that you work with have their own liability insurance. And if they're supposed to be licensed, that you get copies of their license and their current insurance annually. Okay, so we put right into our property management software all the vendors that we worked with. And when their insurance would expire, so it would flag us and we could reach out to them and say, hey, we need a copy of your certificate of insurance. Your insurance is going to be expiring soon and we need a copy of that for our file. I never worked with a vendor who was not insured. Why? Because what if they get injured at the property? Guess what? They're going to sue me, the property management company, saying, hey, you sent me out to that property. I got injured and now you need to pay for my medical. So as long as they've got their own insurance, they're probably not going to be coming after me. Okay. I also had my own insurance for my own staff. And when you are a business owner, the other type of insurance that you're going to have once you have a team is Workman's Comp. Now, you can't get, at least in California, Workman's Comp on the business owner. So for myself, if I got injured, I could not file for Workman's Compensation to be paid out, okay? But I'm legally required to have Workman's Comp insurance for all of my employees, my office workers, my maintenance people. And as soon as you have maintenance people, that Workman's Comp gets very expensive, right? So I was very clear. Every year I had to fill out a ton of paperwork on what were the responsibilities, attached job descriptions, everything else for the Workman's Comp. I made sure that even for my maintenance guys, they never went up on the roofs. I didn't have them climbing up on ladders to clean gutters. I would hire independent contractors that specifically clean gutters or roofers. And now it's under their insurance, right? It helped lower the cost of Workman's Comp for my maintenance people, okay? And that can be pretty, kind of a hefty insurance charge, right? So that is another avenue for managing your risk. Now, if you have employees and they're driving around on company time, you want to make sure that the name of your business is added as additional insured on their auto insurance policy. Why? What if they're showing the property or they're going to a property to do maintenance and they get in a car accident, right? Again, your company could get pulled into the lawsuit. You want to make sure that you are listed as additional insured on your employee's auto policy, right? When you take on a new client to manage, their rental property should have what's called like a landlord insurance policy. Now, if it's the home that they lived in and they moved out, sometimes they still keep their homeowners and they don't realize that that's the wrong insurance. Homeowners covers personal property inside the home as well as the home. If they're no longer living there and it's now a rental, they don't have personal property inside the home. If it is now a rental, they're going to flip to what's called a landlord policy. And here to like getting added on to your employees' additional insured, you want to have your client add the name of your property management company onto their insurance for the landlord policy as additional insured. And a lot of companies will resist this, but it's important because if something happened and the tenant were to sue you, okay, or they sue the owner, you want to make sure that the owner's insurance and their attorneys will be representing you as well. And then lastly, for risk management, in your management contract with your owners, you want verbiage that says that the maximum amount that your owner client would get if they were to sue you would be like $1,000. So right there, no attorney is going to represent an owner and sue you if all they're going to get is $1,000, right? So make sure that you have that reviewed by an attorney or that there's verbiage there that talks about in the event of a lawsuit that first everybody has to go to mediation, arbitration, and then if they sue, right, that the proceeds or the winnings, or I'm drawing a blank on what you call it, is capped, okay? So that is some basics about insurance and risk management. So if you want to know more information in depth about how to start a property management company, what you need to think about, go on over to pmdoneright.com and register for my upcoming webinar. Hey, thank you, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.